Hey guys, it's Pineapple. I'm bringing you another Soul Level 1 boss fight. I chopped this video down again to include all my deaths. It was a lot quicker because I'm bad, so I included most of the fights in it, except for this one where I stood here awkwardly because I was too lazy to edit this part out. While I'm running into the fight, a couple of announcements. One, I think everyone's aware that I got a PC, so I'm trying to bring more consistent content, which has been a lie for the last 2 weeks. When I started doing this, I had a lot more time on my plate, and now between potty training, my daughter, not me, and work, and then the weather getting nicer, I have found less time to make these videos. But I also found out with this capture card, it is recording all of my streams at the same time, and so I was running out of space really quick. So I have probably 5 or 6 of these boss fights that I'd like to get edited and uploaded to try to bring you guys more long form content and more summaries of the boss fights. I know a lot of people like watching my lives, but the last 2 streams I have spent 2 hours on each stream fighting the horse sentinels in this game and almost crying. I don't think anyone wants to watch a 4-hour long clip of me trying to beat the tree sentinels, but I will bring whatever I can, probably just the deaths of those, because they were pretty funny. I'm really enjoying this Soul Level 1 run because I'm having to learn game mechanics, but more in-depth builds or understanding my build. Although I do recognize that these Crystallians are weak to blunt weapons and not piercing weapons like what I have. Although as I'm saying that, I'm just pulling that out of my ass because I didn't go look it up. But from my TikTok comments, I can tell you that I'm using the wrong weapon. But I also know that they take little damage and then mega damage. And so what I'm trying to do here is get the hula hoop one away from the staff one. Because the hula hoop one is a little bit easier to dodge and he's more maneuverable, so I want to take him out first. And so what you're going to see is that I'm trying to kite him away. In a couple of these fights, I have more success than others, but I digress. Before we get into the last fight, because there are several failed attempts here, I did want to talk about something that was on my mind the other day, and that is family serving sizes. My wife buys the family-sized Totino's pizza from our local grocery store, and we have finished that ourselves when we were back in college when we could eat a lot, which is just embarrassing, but I need to point that out first so you understand where I'm coming from. So when we were in college, apparently we were a family of 4, but then when we had our kids, we now are able to split half of that pizza between my wife and I, and then a quarter of it goes to my kids, and then there's 2 slices still left. So apparently when we expanded in size, we also subtracted in size in the family serving size realm. Now, it didn't bother me about that. I'm just using that as a reference point for you guys to understand. She ordered a fettuccine Alfredo family serving size dish from their deli the other night. And she served me up twice, herself once. My brother took leftovers for 2 servings. My kids ate about a serving between the 2 of them, and we still had 3/4 of this plate left, or of the dish, whatever you call it, the big aluminum lunch lady kind of dish. And I know I grew up Catholic, so I shouldn't be concerned or alarmed by how many... Oh, classic, I went AFK here and died. I grew up Catholic, so it shouldn't surprise me how big those dishes are, because there are families out there with 6 to 8 kids. One of my neighbors had 7. My mom was one of 6. My wife's grandpa was one of 14. So these big families are not new to me, but the family serving size industry needs to get regulated. This is ridiculous. How you could have a pizza that can label itself as a family serving size and 2 college students can just devour it in one meal. But then as they get older, they're able to split it with their family and not finish it. It's pretty accurate. I think the Totino's is a pretty accurate depiction of what a family size is. And I think that they need to come out with a standard of this is going to feed 4 people. If you're a couple with 1 kid, you're not a real family. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to throw that in there. But you're not this quote-unquote standard. But if you got 5 to 8 kids, you need to understand you need to be getting like mega family size or just buy 2 family size dinners. It's not that hard. I was appalled at how much food was in here. I thought I needed to go back into the trenches, dig myself in, and continue to eat more of this fettuccine Alfredo. And I'm not a big fettuccine fan. I'm not a big Alfredo fan. So you got a double I'm not a big fan going on right now. Can we take a minute to appreciate that it's taken me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th attempt before I got a crit on one of these guys. I'm absolutely cracked at this game. It's going to be fun going back to listen to this recording because when I started it, I was just getting back from getting coffee. And so I just started sipping on the coffee. And as I'm going through this video, I can kind of feel myself talking faster and just bringing up the most off-the-wall shit out of my head, which is always fun. If you are enjoying these videos or have any critiques of these videos, please do the comment below. I am checking them. I'm trying to figure out YouTube still. I think I say that like every video. TikTok I'm pretty comfortable on. Twitch I'm getting more comfortable on. In fact, I have a couple announcements for that I'll probably do in a future video involving some channel changes and next goals and whatnot. Because we got the PC a lot quicker than I was thinking, and so now I've been kind of trying to figure out what's the next move so that we can continue to grow and continue. But now let's kind of talk about this fight. So I've already told you that they take little damage at the beginning, but then as you do more damage to them, it kind of stacks, and they do more and more as their crystal armor cracks. And I'm trying to kite away the hula hoop from the staff user. And the first time I did these fights, I hated them because they were just super annoying. But as most people are going to tell you who run this game with these challenges, you just need to learn the movesets. And I'm not trying to say that in a gatekeeping elitist fashion, but it's true. Like the one spear guy, he has one move, and it's hop, poke, hop, poke, hop, poke. He's going to vary how many hops and pokes he does, but that's all he's going to do. And then the hula hoop has a couple moves. I think there's 3 of them. So he's got the spinning relocate move, the hula hoop across the ground, and then the frisbee throws. So I'm just trying to get him over here. I also want to add in that I deleted the file of my first attempt on these ones when I somehow was able to walk through here, and I think I bugged the spear guy out because he just stood there as I attacked the hula hoop. I killed the hula hoop, and then when I attacked the spear, he activated, and I was so cocky and so arrogant that I looked away to tell my chat how good I was, and he killed me. There's some of you who believe that and aren't surprised, but I wanted to share that. So as I go through this, and I think this took 11 attempts in the end to get there, you can see that once I land, and this is almost consistent amongst most of the bosses I've ran into, that if I use square off and I use a charged right trigger or R2 attack, if I do that 2 times in a row to them or 2 times pretty quickly, I do break their stance, and I'm allowed to get a stagger shot in on them. I'm also trying to learn what all these terms mean. I'm kind of a Chad when it comes to this stuff, where I love being nerdy about these games, but I really don't like learning all the new terms. But I've also gotten really irritated with my TikTok comments who keep correcting everything that I'm saying. I will never stop calling Margaret Margaret. It's Margaret. You might think that I'm going to win this one. I'm not. Spoiler alert. He hits me right there, and I got greedy because I'm an idiot. So let's try this one more time. We're going to come in. We're going to run off to one side so that we can try to kite the hula hoop over to the one side. I'm somehow not activating the hops yet, so I'm going to continue to just stay away so I don't activate the spear guy to start hopping. I failed on that pretty quickly, though. So now my objective is just to try to pull the spear guy kind of into the middle and then wait for the hula hoop guy to either relocate or give me an opening here. And then I forgot my own replay. So apparently I switched it up this time and said, F it, we're going to go after the spear guy first. Calling a little audible out here. Gotta love it. As I think about the veteran Souls players who complain about the rules, and I understand that some of them are necessary, but I'm going to continue to poke the bear. I try to think back on football players as they witnessed the game going from more of a rugby, just running game, to throwing. I imagine there were people who had aneurysms in the stands when someone hiked the ball and threw it through the air. Oh my God, I would pay to go back and see that. I would also pay to see the people who tried to figure out what a West Coast offense was with more just long-range throws and less running. I'm witnessing it here in Nebraska because we're apparently known for our run game, although I don't think we've been known for anything in the last 20 years. Jesus Christ, it's been 20 years. Whew. It's rough. Go Big Red, though. That's got to be fun, though, to go back and witness, though. And I do know that there is a point to some of these rules, but I just like poking the bear. So you can see that I got one of the Crystalians dead, so now I'm going after the other one. And now it's just a pretty easy fight where I'm just going to continue to thrust into him and crit him in his stagger. Now we're down to just need to do this one more time, and that's your ball game. This has been a lot of fun. This allowed me to get the Somber Stone 2, which is actually what I didn't need, so I got the wrong one from this. My longsword uses smithing stones, but we got the longsword up to +9, and I will continue to share these soul level 1 runs with you guys. Thank you. Goodbye.